With a lot of these questions that people may be having when it comes to finance, they might be asking like where to begin. They might be like, I don't know where to start. I'm afraid of losing money. I'm afraid of a lot of the issues that I've seen people are going through right now. Currently in 2022, I hear there's a recession. I mean, I'm just really overwhelmed about how to start and build up this wealth. And I'm like, yeah, that's something very reasonable. And when it comes down to it, one of the simple things you can do is just begin, just start. You know, you don't have to really make it complicated. Just go out there and find something to pretty much use. There's a lot of applications out there currently right now that deals with investing. One of them is Stash. Another one is Robinhood. There's things like Acorns. There's things like WEBULL. You could go around on and on and on. Plenty of platforms to do it. There's things with Vanguard that you could go directly. It's all about what fits you and your family and how you're going to invest. For the most part, most people could get away with a lot of the simple apps that they have in their Play Store or their App Store as far as Apple, and just go along with that. Why? Because it's a long-term thing that they're trying to do. They're not trying to get rich now. Then for a lot of other people, you may have to go to actually a banker or something like that, and talk with them and then have some consulting. Matter of fact, since I'm not a financial advisor, what I would recommend do is actually talk to a lot of you guys as financial advisors. Now, I can tell you what I did. I just went out and started up in Robinhood. All right, that's where I started at. And in Robinhood, all I did was just say, hey, this is something that I'm going to need. What do I need out of this app is very simple. I need to be able to start with a little bit of capital because I don't have a lot of capital. And Robinhood allows you to do fractional sharing, which means that you don't have to buy the whole stock. You could just buy pieces of it. Then also I was like, oh, okay, so since I don't have to have a lot of capital, starting with stocks would be good. Unlike real estate, you got to come up with 20% of a loan or something like that, to start with real estate. But with stocks, I could start off with as low as $10, $15.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Which I can afford. That's like a cheeseburger, So I started just putting money away on the stock market slowly but surely after I built up a good savings account, and then over time, I started getting paid off the dividends. And I learned that dividend reinvestment was going to be my friend because of Rule 72. Now with Rule 72, it is basically means that if whatever percentage return that you get off your dividend reinvestment, say it's 7%, like with the S&P 500, whatever percentage that you get in return on average, you divide that by 72, and lo and behold, that will tell you when your money doubles. So what did I do? I looked at a couple of stocks and I looked around. And for example, if you take the S&P 500 and you say 7% and you divide that by 72 like so, what you're going to get is 10 years on average that your money is going to double. So every 10 years, so if you're putting away 10, 15% or whatever you can in there, every 10 years your money's going to double. So you're going to have something in the end if you keep reinvesting those dividends, it's going to be double what you put out. Now many people might be like, nah, I'm not going to be seeming like I'm rich then, but hey man, I get it. You're not going to get it fast. But there's other dividends too that sometimes give you stuff higher than that. But this is usually one of the safest bets. So I was like, well, that might be a good idea right there to actually do and achieve. Now, I might need other investments to help me along the way, but that is really going to be pretty cool to have in my retirement years, and not really have to really stress about it with like a lot of other people do who are just dependent upon Social Security. I'm diversified. I have other things that is going to help me along the way. And that's what I'm doing currently right now. And contrary to popular belief, that's what a lot of millionaires in this country has done. A lot of millionaires take about 28 years on average to hit $1 million. A lot of millionaires have made money through stocks and investments. A lot of millionaires only own about 2.4 houses on average. A lot of millionaires don't reach millionaire status until they're about 50 years old. And a lot of millionaires just took the slow and steady, frugal, conventional route. They live really humble lives. Their houses don't cost more than $300,000 to $400,000 as of I think 2014 on average when this study was done. If you read The Millionaire Next Door, you'll really kind of have a basic idea on how wealth is usually made. It's not always made with some of this lavish stuff that's going out here and becoming a Fortune 500 millionaire or artist or NBA player. No, it's made usually the slow and steady route. And people make a good living off of that, off their pension or their retirement or the investments that they had set up. So the key to this is just begin. Don't go out there and be overloaded. Begin. And then after you get your feet wet is what I was looking at. Getting my feet wet and learning some of the ropes. I went out there and just started diversifying in other areas as I kept growing along. It's all about the journey with me, because at least I will have something when I'm going to retire. And I've been studying, I've been reading, So my thing is begin and talk to a financial advisor. If you can do that, you'll be all right.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.